Hi, I'm Rob and it's Guild Wars War 3 and today is Purple Day. In a new guild, the Gem Father, we started right at the bottom, so you have to work your way up through the lower ranked fights first to get to the difficult ones. But today we're up against Sympathetic and Pepe is the first opponent. Oh, it's really low. So yeah, not much you can do about it. All I can do is show different teams on different days just to show how you can just use different teams that are really effective on the given colour of the day. So today in Warlord class, and we have again no hero. It is really important, players, to put your hero in the team. It makes a big difference. The hero, even if you're low level, is normally going to be the best player in your team, unless you've got some really good mythics. And the reason is you can have champion talents, you can have elementalist class. Any 4 matches are going to burn, stun, freeze, and tangle one of my team. It can be an absolute game changer. Pick something like Death Knight, where you're going to death mark someone right off the start. You never know what can happen. You can just get an instant kill and it can absolutely maybe change the flow of the game. Anyway, things like Grave Knight aren't a bad choice. Eliminates all armor from an enemy and deals damage. It's probably not going to make a difference in this battle, to be fair, but that is the right train of thought. Things like that give you a head start over what your team is ordinarily capable of. But Skeleton will create skulls, Lady Saphira will do some true damage, and the Devoted will create those gems of a chosen type and then usually miss with all of them, because that's pretty much what she does. I used to use her a lot, and basically the only thing that's good about her is, I'm not saying. But anyway, she cleanses all allies, which is pretty good. And yeah, the Devoted to setting up the opposition a lot of the time. But the team I'm going for today is going to be a really good team when you know you're going to have higher life than the opposition. Obviously, this team over here is relatively from a new player. And the 8th Sin is just one of those weapons. It just not only just kicks you when you're down, it kicks you down, rubs it in a bit, opens up a wound and puts some salt in. Because it pulls an enemy to the front, creates 6 skulls already, which is going to be bad enough if you've got more life, but then it creates 8 more if your life is higher. And it gets worse than that, because if I look at the upgrades on it, give all purple allies 2 mana, which is good. It then takes 3 mana from that enemy, from the first enemy, eliminates 2 attack from the first enemy, as if they weren't suffering enough already. And it's like, crikey, talk about rub it in. But yeah, if you've got life guaranteed higher than your opponent, 8th Sin is fantastic, and I'm going with a skull based team for today, just to show how you can use skulls on Purple Day. Then I may not get to even use this. Skeleton creates 7 skulls, gains a bunch of armor and an extra turn. Keeper of Souls will transform any gems of a chosen color to skulls, so I can look for 4 matches, things like that. And Leprechaun gives me that nice quick start, cast that from the off and see what happens. The banner for this is going to be +2 purple, +1 red, -1 yellow. I want to get my weapon charged up nice and fast. And I'm going to go in Necromancer class. I don't think I've ever been in Necromancer class on a Guild Wars before, but it's interesting. It's a undead class. All undead gain 2 life. I know it's unnecessary, but I'm just showing how to do it properly. Gain 1 magic for each purple ally, means the whole team. And gain an extra soul on 4 or 5 gem matches, because I really need souls. A lot. I do, really, honestly. Anyway, the talent trees, I'll show a couple of things which are really important here on Guild Wars, because it's second nature to pick them, but it actually can work against your score. Gloom, we will have that. We'll have Chill of Death, Anti-Magic Sphere, yes. Mana Source, yes. Want a 50% start with mana. Life Siphon, pretty handy. This is where you got to think differently on Guild Wars. Swift Curse. If you're on defense, absolutely go for, if it's your defense team, absolutely pick that, because that can come in straight away and just kill someone, but you don't really want it on attack day, because if someone dies from death mark, you don't effectively cause any damage, so therefore you actually lose points. So I'm going to pick Arcane Surge. And the same with Rising Shadows. Really, really good on defense, because you can get a random just lucky kill, but don't really want it on attack day. You don't really want someone to just automatically die. So I'm going to go for Unholy Blessing. Right, so let's jump in. Double check everyone's all purple. Don't want to lose any points for not having a purple troop. And try and get the weapon charged up and just, yeah, pick on the opponent, unfortunately. Not so much you can do. This is going to give me red and purple, so I'm not even going to cast Leprechaun. This is pretty much going to get my weapon good to go straight away. Now, I can cast... I was going to say I can cast Leprechaun, but there's not a lot of purple around. It's probably not going to be enough, so I'm going to do that. It's, sorry, Devoted. Or not. Well, it might be a little bit, but not... Oh, dear. Okay. Not a lot you can do. Oh, yeah, that didn't last long. Right, that was 1-0. I do feel slightly bad, sort of. You feel like the school bully kind of picking on these lower teams, but nothing you can do while you're working your way through the ranks. We're going to jump up quickly as well. Forgot to look at my score. I'll see what that was in a second and maybe put it on the screen. Second one is Worlds Changer 007. Goblin, Banshee, Keeper of Souls, Creeping Death. Goblin deals damage and gains an extra turn. Banshee deals damage, transforms blue to red to boost the effect and gains souls as well. Always important to try and get souls when you're newer to the game. Keeper of Souls transforms all gems of a chosen colour to skulls. Really good. You just do have to rely on the AI doing that properly, and it doesn't always do that. It's good as a player controlled troop, but you can't always rely on the AI to do that properly. But I've got that in the Chromacy, gain 50% bonus souls from battle. And one other thing to mention as well, as a newer player, because this is a good chance actually to just explain things to new players on Guild Wars days or to go through these fights. Winning and losing is not the be all and end all. Like it's just not. Just have fun with the game. If you win or lose, it's all just fun, and you will just play the games. And this team here, it looks like it doesn't really care if they lose. It's just they're there to get the bonus souls, which they will pick up. And souls are important in the game, so just use it as a way of getting extra souls sometimes by the AI basically playing for you. And if you get a win, it's all a bonus. See, this is a good weapon. Death Mark, the strongest and weakest enemies, deal 7 damage to all enemies. Not so much the damage because of the player's level, but the Death Mark. That can come in absolutely straight away, and you just never know. Basically, you have to be in it to win it. And if you ain't in it, you can't win it. So let's fire it up. And let's try and get the weapon charged up again. I'll cast my Leprechaun. Ground for potential 4 matches. Now let's grab the hero. Unfortunately, he's got to go. They are gone. That makes a match, a 4-match, 5-match on skulls. That was another one, and that was another quick game. Sorry, World Changer 007. You're not quite changing the world just yet, but give yourself a little bit of time with the game, and you never know. Everybody's got to start somewhere. So let's go to the next one. Charlie Bravo 610. Shield of Urskaya. Really good weapon for boosting some of these armor up. The Peanut Explorer. Mana generator. Knock one of the first 2 enemies to the back. That's a good way of disrupting a team actually, because my team, for example, relies on my weapon creating those skulls. Obviously the other members of my team can do it too, but it's just a good way of just causing a bit of aggro on the other team, just making it awkward. Harpy Mage conjures a dust storm, which is brown, then choose an ally and explode 8 gems of their mana colour. Tristan Axe. Oh, I used to love this troop as a early player. It's still decent now. Remove all gems of a chosen colour. Again, the only thing with having this on the AI is you have to rely on the AI using this correctly. You can use it to make a 4-match sometimes by removing a gem that had 2 of the same colour above and below it, for example. But the AI generally is not going to do that too well. And it does have a summon, which is actually pretty decent. And if you have that 3rd trait, that's a really good one to try and get if you can. Gain enchant when matching purple gems, but our player here doesn't have that. So I'm just going to roll with the same team again. we get any purple or red matches, we'll absolutely take them. If not, I'm probably just going to explode my leprechauns. That's going to take away the barrier that that first enemy had. Alright, and we're good to go. Let's pick on Crystanax first. Don't want any summons coming into play. Not going to see any skulls off of this. There's not that much green around, but you never know. May get a lucky drop from it afterwards. Yeah, let's grab some purple. That's a bit of an unlucky switch for them because they done the switch thing and actually put me back to first place again. So let's get rid of them. Let's give them a wallop and them a wallop. That was 1,461 points, I believe. Next one. Gobi. And this skull team here can be an absolute animal of a team if you actually have higher life than the opponent. Really, really powerful. So we've got a Death Knight team here. So this is potential to be awkward if we have a death mark on us straight away. Let's see if they have that trait in a minute. Gorgotha here explodes 14 gems. So that is going to be a lot of mana and cleanses itself. White steals life from an enemy and creates 5 purple. Don't particularly want that on Purple Day, really. You want to actually reduce the amount of purple on the board, really. Unless you're going for the reverse tactic of, you know, that I want purple, so I'm generally going to want purple, so that means there's more purple on the board for this to create. So it can work in the opposite kind of way. And they're really going for it with purple. Transform a selected mana colour to purple and summon a spider swarm. And Morgani's Scythe, really good weapon, quite like this. Damage to all enemies. If an enemy dies, create 7 skulls. Death mark all enemies when I die. So you kind of want that up top again. It's like you got to really think logically in this game sometimes. The chances are, if you're like last, you could well be the last person to die. So there's not a lot of point death marking all the enemies when you die if you're in last place. You really want that in second place, say, at least. You got Gorgotha in this team, fair enough, for that granite skin, reduced damage from skulls by 75%, but in this case you probably want to bump that up to second place, I would have suggested. And they have Swift Curse, death mark a random enemy at the start of battle, so that is a good one. I could lose someone straight away. I don't have a cleanse in this team. I'm just going to go for the same thing again. But yeah, if the other team gets lucky, I could lose someone really, really quick. But we're in an undead team, so we're mostly immune to that. So we don't get affected by that. Again, this is all little things as a player you're going to learn and pick up as you progress through the game. Let's grab them. Look at that, there, Gorgotha survived a wallop. But now I've killed. See, that was a mistake from me. Look, I'm an experienced player, and you still make mistakes. I was not thinking then what I was doing. I killed their troop, and I'd only said it a few seconds ago, like death mark all enemies when I die, and I actually killed it first and just death marked my leprechaun in hero. That was definitely not the most cleverest thing I've ever done in my life. Everybody makes mistakes. Unless you sit there, I've lost a troop, I'm not going to score as many points as I could have done. Hopefully now I just won't lose the hero, because that'd be a right bummer. Do not want that. Alright, let's get rid of them. Got my Keeper of Souls up and Skeleton. This is where you want to cast Keeper of Souls, because it is more guaranteed if you can create a 4-match like this. skeletons up is bad. Shouldn't miss. Got an extra turn anyway, in case it does. And we did get a summon, so we did actually finish with a full roster of troops. But yeah, they I effectively managed to kill myself there. I actually lost a troop because of my own stupidity by killing the hero first, thus creating that death mark, which ended up knocking out my leprechaun. Anyway, 1,612 points there. I mean, if both of those death marks came out at once, that could have created maybe a little bit of hysteria. Now we have for Nessa. Good troop. This is an equalising kind of troop. Really good. Deals damage to the enemy equal to their attack. So regardless of your level, you're going to do a serious amount of damage to an enemy if they are a high ranking player. So it's pretty good. Starts battles with full mana. Opens up with the first punch and goes wallop. Yeah, take that. Now what are you going to do? And again, good troop. Devours an enemy outright. If you can get this just ready to go, you can just devour somebody absolutely straight away. It does only have one cast, but if you can do that, you obtain the attack, armor, and life of the devoured troop, so it can really make a difference. And for Corvash, I've got that good third trait there. Stun a random enemy on 4 or 5 gem matches and deals true damage to the first 2 enemies. Stun them and drain their mana. And the Dragon Soul, exploding gems, gaining mana for the team. So this is not a bad little team, this is alright. Well done to that person. Not any high level troops there, but the thinking behind it is actually pretty good. I like it. Just again, yeah, still got to try and fit a hero in there. Someone in the guild is suggesting you don't need a hero or something, but you do. It's better. It's definitely better to have a hero, probably 99% of the time. Right, so we got that, and that was not a lot for us. We'll cast our leprechaun. I've done a fair old wallop because of the way that Fornessa works. Let's get some skulls ready to be activated. What should we do? Let's grab... they got 24, that's a lot. Let's grab Corvash to the top, so don't really want to be stunned and stuff like that. If I do that, they're going to hit me back, but that's okay. Try and get purple for my weapon. No red, no purple, so we'll go for Keeper of Souls. Now, Keeper of Souls, what can you do? I only want to cast this where there's potential for 4 matches, and there's nothing really there right now, so it is what it is. No purple, no red, so let's go green. Still nothing going on the Keeper of... Oh yeah, we've got purple now. That's okay. We'll do this. Grab that 4 match. Let's do that one first. We've got another one. Another one. Let's cast this. Try and get some mana going. Oh, they got rebirth. The skulls are getting a workout, has to be said. Go skeleton. This doesn't matter so much if it misses because you get an extra turn, so it's really safe to cast. Yeah, that's it. And that was 1,708 points. I haven't actually been paying attention to the numbers. Was that the last one, or was there one more? No, that was it. That was all 5, but that was oddly enjoyable, not in a school bully kind of way. Just like the variety of defences you get now. It's actually nice. You got slightly different things to think about. I still made a couple of mistakes. The way I killed their hero first, thus death marking my whole team. If you do that, sometimes you deserve to be punished, but it didn't happen for me. It worked out okay, and I got away with it. But we got 9,420 today. That's okay. But there it is. There's the Guild Wars for today. See you again tomorrow. If you enjoyed the video, then why not click that like and subscribe if you haven't done it already. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.